Hello, welcome to Manifesting Minds. I am trying a new technique today with the microphone right up in my face to see if that makes the audio less echoey. I'm also going to attempt to not be quite so animated because I think that can also contribute to the echo effect. Today, we're talking about why you can't manifest your future, why you are not already living the life of your dreams. It starts in one word: beliefs. I love the Henry Ford quote where he says, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Everything starts with what we believe is possible, doable, that we're capable of, that is what is forming our reality. So I was talking with somebody yesterday about we're working on a manifesting challenge, and we set the date for 60 days, what we would like to manifest in 60 days. And as I was talking with him, I wanted him to really, really, really bear in mind too that the fact is that we can manifest something overnight. I mean, literally, manifesting is not hard. We are doing this constantly anyway. So why do we set a 60-day goal? Why do we say, I want to manifest this, however much money, soulmate, whatever, in the next 60 days? Why not do it tomorrow? Your beliefs. Your beliefs have a lot to do with whether or not you think something is possible overnight. And quite honestly, a lot of people have not been convinced of the power of attraction, the power of manifesting. And they think that change is hard, that you have to work hard, you have to put the time in, et cetera, in order for your business efforts to pay out. And so when I work with somebody and we're going to do something on a 60-day basis, it's not because it can't happen sooner. It's because manifesting something in 60 days often is a lot more believable for that person's belief systems. What other beliefs could hold us back? Maybe flat out not really believing that something is possible anyway. Every now and then somebody in their young mid-20s decides they want to manifest, they want to use the law of attraction. But a lot of us are 40, 50, 60, maybe women who are leaving abusive relationships, abusive cults, religious backgrounds, whatever it may be. And maybe their beliefs are, I'm old. It's too late to start over. Can you see how beliefs like that are literally sabotaging the law of attraction before you even get started? It is critical to understand you are manifesting anyway. Everything that you have in your life right now, you've manifested. Positive, and most of the time, unfortunately, probably negative. When we think that we are limited because of lack of education, or if we were limited because of our age, yeah, you are. Totally. You're right. Congratulations for being right. Our beliefs are what is stopping us from manifesting. What if it's not our beliefs? What if it's beliefs of our family? What if a loved one is not supportive? What if they think that what you're going after is impossible, hard, challenging? Do it the regular way. Do it the way everybody else wants. Do you think maybe that can discourage you? Maybe that can taint your beliefs? Because I think it can. When I'm working with somebody who does believe in themselves and they hear these harping doubts from people that they trust and they love, it dampens their energy. Their energy is not the same. It's kind of discouraging. So pay attention to the energy that your own thoughts are giving you and that other people's thoughts are giving you, because even more so than knowing what you want, even more so than affirmations out to wazoo, meditating your brains out. Yeah, a lot of it's our thoughts. Yeah, a lot of it's in our head. But The energy that we are generating is the true magnet. I'm trying so hard not to be animated here. We're trying so hard to get our brains around what we want to pull in, and maybe our heart's discouraged. Maybe we're living with dreams and regrets and disappointments for the past. Is that helping you create a new life? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Honestly, a lot of those negative energies that we have inside of us, it's part of being human, but maybe we're taking those stories from the past and we're making it part of our identity. This is who I am. I am a victim of childhood trauma. It's not my fault I was born into a religion. It's not my fault because my parents didn't believe in education. Whatever. We can take all of that past and it becomes part of who we are. That's my dog. Becomes part of who we are. And manifesting something new in your life requires that you become a different person. You can't be the same old person and have a totally new successful life. They don't match. I whacked my microphone. They cross each other out. In order to manifest, we have to let go of the stories of the past, the stories of our identity, the stories of why we can't make more money, why we can't change our job, why we can't cut off a relationship with somebody that is toxically draining to us. And as long as we keep reinforcing the past, as long as we are reinforcing those stories, you will recreate tomorrow, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you will recreate that into the future. I'm going to do a long pause here because that is a very, very, very powerful block for manifesting and creating the life that you want. Holding on to the old you is going to kill your new life. But I can't change it. That really happened. But I can't. Okay. Then learn to be happy with exactly what you have right now, even if it's nothing and even if it sucks. Because as long as you're telling yourself that, you're right. You're right. This is kind of like my tough love talk because you know what? Everybody wants to manifest. Everybody wants to create a new future. And you know what? Not everybody's willing to do it because it requires burning yourself down so that you can recreate yourself. It requires changing and reshaping how we see the past. Because we can't change the past. We can't change what happened. But if it's creating a negative energy in us, we have to choose a different way to look at the past. So let me give you an example. I've done a lot of work with people that have come out of cults, oppressive religious backgrounds. Maybe they get out of that situation after 30, 40, 50 years, and here they are basically having to start a new life from scratch now. And guess what they almost always say? That was horrible. It wasn't my fault. I lost all those years. I didn't choose that life. Okay, it's true. Probably true. 100%. I resonate with that 100%. You didn't choose that. But as you say those words, how does that feel? What energy does that create in your body that becomes the magnet for tomorrow? What energy does that feel like? Well, I'm going to guess that it feels like crap because I just said it and I immediately feel like my chest is hurting just a little bit. Like my heart hurts just a little bit. So you can't change the fact that that was the first, 38 years of your life. How do you change the story? Well, what if you quite simply told yourself something like, God had a plan for me and that's why that's why I was raised in that situation. Okay, well, that's better than feeling like a victim, right? How about maybe choose to believe in reincarnation? I chose to be born into that family. I chose it. The higher me, the higher self gave me a hard level so that I could overcome the challenges. Okay. I don't really care if reincarnation is true. I care that saying that and believing that changes your energetic state today, now. Because if you can shape the past and make it empower you instead of crippling you, you need that for your new life. So my goal with this video was to help us understand how we are getting in our own way. So kind of here's the quick recap. Our own limiting beliefs are probably the number one thing that gets us in our way. It's too hard. I'm too old. It's not, nobody makes $10,000 overnight. You have to work hard. Oh man. We have to fully embrace that we are creating our own reality with our beliefs. You know what? I was going to try to do a recap, but my brain just went on a tangent. So let me follow the tangent here for a second. And let me talk about beliefs and reality. We're going to get a reality check on reality here, okay? So they say that the brain takes in approximately 11 million bits of data per second. 11 million. There are even some people that say up to 22 million. This is a massive amount of data that is coming into your brain every second. Watch. 11 million, 22 million, 33 million, tons of information. And so the unconscious mind has filters on it, which helps you sort that information. The unconscious mind can process approximately 40,000 bits of information per second. So how does your brain take 11 million and filter it into 40,000? What filtering mechanisms is there to which data is it pulling? Well, how's it randomly picking this data? It's proving you right. That's what it's doing. Your unconscious mind is pulling pieces of data from the universe, from 11 million, 40,000 out of 11 million, that proves you right. So we can say this with any belief. This works with any belief, not just with manifesting. If you think that people are greedy and they're going to rip you off, boom, boom, boom. Your unconscious mind just hand-picked, cherry-picked that information out of 11 million bits of data that proves you right. It's hard to succeed as a woman. It's impossible. Everybody's against me in the corporate world. Cherry pick, cherry pick, cherry pick, cherry pick. Boom. Here's your proof on a platter. You see, we are our own worst enemy. Does that help you understand the power of your limiting beliefs? You know, it's hard to make money. Boom, proof, 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 proof. Here you go. We have to question reality in order to create reality. We cannot create a new future based off of our beliefs from the past, because those beliefs are probably not serving you well, or else you would already be a multi-gajillionaire with the partner of your dreams in the perfect body, and your life would already be perfect. If you do not have everything that you want right this second, it's time to do an inventory and find out which pieces of information you are cherry picking from the universe in order to prove yourself right. And then guess what? It takes a lot of courage to say, let me challenge this belief. I'm going to do a whole video on that, because I think most of the coaching work that I do is probably helping people rattle up those beliefs and come up with new beliefs. So here's my second run at the recap. Our own thoughts are the thoughts that are getting in the way. Our own limitations about our age, our capabilities, our education, possibilities, those are the things that can be blocking us when it comes to making money. How we view our stories of the past. You know, I failed here, I did this, I was abused, I was blah, 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 blah. We hold on to that as part of our identity, and we need to burn that identity down. No, that is not who you are. That is something that happened to you, but that does not define you as a human being, and it damn sure better not define the future, or else you're in trouble. So having the courage to look at the past and say, wait a second, how can I look at this in a different way that feels better? How can I look at this in a way that doesn't make me feel like a victim more than anything? It's that victim defeated energy that we're going through. If you've already gone through some traumas and you feel like, yeah, I nailed that one, good, keep it like that. That's exactly what we want. But more than anything, I'm talking about that victim identity, the poor me identity, the look at all this horrible stuff and this is why I can't succeed. Challenging those beliefs and challenging our identity is crucial to being able to manifest the life that you're looking for. Okay, guys, please, please, please like and subscribe and share these videos and tell me something funny in the comments. It doesn't even have to be about, my nose that's a huge black nose. Just write something in the comments. It helps the algorithms, and I am trying to please the algorithm gods right now. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.